Gosh darn it. Hold up. Hold up. Nope, 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 nope. There it is. Come on. Load, dang you. Hey! There we go. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm just gonna give a few people a couple more time to join in if they want. But yeah, welcome to another episode of Coffee Time with Poptart. Lovely. I love brewing my own coffee. Okay, so everyone knows what it's about. We are talking about Yandere Dev, to a lesser extent the game he created, but to a greater extent what he's done. Just to set your expectations. This has been well documented many times over, and I'll be linking sources to the specifics of what we're talking about so that you can view it yourself. Also, in relation to the grooming allegations against him, which is the core of this video, or this podcast episode, I will not be streaming the audio. I will not be showing the Snapchat where he decided to guilt trip someone into not displaying their not going forward with releasing a video that documented what the fuck was going on, as well as I'll touch base on that later. The reason I won't be releasing either the Snapchat or the audio is because in researching for this, I did make a genuine attempt to listen to the audio, and I had to mute it because it made me want to vomit quite violently. As for the Snapchat, again, it's just both the audio and the Snapchat are very difficult things to read, but I will be touching base on what the broader parts of what was said and the context of which are written in, and what both were examples of. Now, if you're someone who wants to go more in depth about that sort of stuff and my opinions on that, your opinions have been noted and subsequently ignored. However, just before we get started, I do have to make a very serious point here, is we are going to be touching base on things of subjects relating to sexual abuse. We're going to be talking about very heavy topics. We are going to be touching base on things that will make you uncomfortable, that will probably not be easy to hear in part or in full. And I also know that there are people who come into these streams who bypass the 18 plus filter that I put in place every single time I stream. I'm just going to make sure that that is up. Your content. Yep, so I have age restricted this appropriately, that is cool. But for those who have decided to bypass the filter, either here or on YouTube, this is going to be uploaded to at a later date. Get the fuck out. Like, I'm not going to be gentle about that point. I'm not going to pull my punches. Get the fuck out. Like, I've been lenient with it in the past, but we're talking about, him, not allegedly, it's quite clear by the content of what he did that he was grooming someone, and that is not something that someone underage should be exposed to. So if you are someone who cannot legally buy alcohol or doesn't know what a hooker does for money, get the fuck out. Save yourself. And I don't want to be liable for any damage that you get as a result of listening to or watching this video. That being said, let us begin. So, Yandere Simulator, we all know what it is, we all have heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, the basic idea of the game is you are playing as a girl who has a love interest with a guy, and you're doing everything in your power to become a love interest for this guy, while also simultaneously killing anyone that comes even close to capturing this guy's metaphorical heart. That's it. That's all you really need to know about the game. It is as weird as it sounds, and it's, it's just a very odd game, but in spite of that, it's received quite a bit of praise from the community. This is just like a short snippet of the content that has been made surrounding this game on YouTube that I found very, very easily, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. Like, so popular is this game that even the GOAT, Markiplier, played it quite heavily in its early form. I think he was... God, what version of the game was he playing? I can't recall exactly, but it was a very, very early release, and as a result of him playing this game and enjoying it, animations were made, which at the time I found quite funny, but now I can't stand to watch because of what the developer of this game has done. But Mark's still the GOAT, though. He doesn't have anything to do with this. What we're here to talk about outside of the game is this guy, who is very difficult to look at. Not because he's ugly, but because of what he's done. Alex Mahan is the creator of Yandere Simulator, and he created it originally as a joke after a couple of failed attempts at making games. Yeah, you heard Markiplier. Yeah, he created the game as a joke for the most part of it. But when he started developing the game and when he started releasing the game, it caught a shitload of traction, like a lot of traction. And as a result of the game becoming more than just a joke, he had to get serious about developing the game. So he got into a very heavy cycle. Of developing the game. He started hiring outside people such as developers, voice actors, and grew to a point where naturally, as the game got popular, he got fans, and the specific fan in question we're talking about is Jane. Now, again, I have to re-emphasize this point, and I have to make another point as well. We're not going to be going into the specifics of what was said, because it's quite difficult for me to both watch, and I don't think it's appropriate for my channel, but I will be linking to the specific conversations. As a result of hearing about this, don't go after Alex Mahan. Don't go after him. He's not worth your time. This guy's a piece of shit. Alright? You have better things to do, such as scratching your ass, taking a shit, appreciating the sunshine, and thick goth girls and fishnets. Stockings, like the important things in life. Worry about that. Disregard this guy after this video or stream. Jane was someone he was interested in, and they got to talking during a conversation that is very well documented in this video here, which you can scan with the QR code. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I'll have a link to the specific video, but the gist of what happened is he got to chatting with this girl, was very interested in this girl, knew that the girl was underage, and then proceeded to groom her. Now, to my knowledge, he has not fully admitted any wrongdoing in it. If you know anything about him, he has released a quote-unquote apology on his own personal blog relating to the development of Yandere Simulator, where he acknowledged the situation. He acknowledged that the video that this links to, which covers both the audio recordings and the Snapchat, are both accurate accounts of what he did and what he said, and who he said it to. But, yeah. God, this is such a heavy topic to cover. Sorry, I need to take a beat. Jesus. Yeah, anyway, yeah, so he did release an apology on it, on his blog, but I've read the apology a couple of times, and I'll admit that people have better command of the English language than I do, but after reading over it several times, although he admits to the facts of the audio recording and the Snapchat that this video links to, um, he in no way directly admits that he was grooming this person and that the act of grooming it was wrong. The bulk of his quote unquote apology more focuses on the fact that he let his fans down rather than admitting to the damage that he caused, which is ironic because at the end of it, he does show a video where he donated to a charity which handles issues of sexual abuse. And what was interesting about the Snapchat specifically is the creator of this video was actually in talks with Jane to develop and release a video detailing not only the grooming but several other things that were precursors to this potentially happening. As a result of that, word leaked out to Alex Moore, or Alex, and he, as evidenced by the Snapchat, coerced her into not releasing the video and as a result of that, the video was never actually released, and I'm not 100% sure if it will ever see the light of day. It is possible, but currently no example outside of the video seen by both Jane and the developer of it exists. What is known is the content that was in it was severe enough for Alex to be legitimately scared to a point where, like I said, as per the Snapchats, he guilt-tripped Jane into not releasing it. Now, as evidenced by this video here, which again, I'll link to on YouTube, Jane is, first of all, Jane has been supported by both the person in the previous video and the person in this video here. She's well looked after. She has a close circle of people around her who is helping her get to a better place. However, the best thing that you can do for her is, like, obviously, if you by chance figure out how to contact her, just send her like a quick word of support. Try not to overload her too much because this is a very touch and go subject for her. Also, with reporting, don't over report. Don't report it directly to Twitch or YouTube because, one, they're aware, two, the authorities are aware, and three, it's gotten to a point where it is starting to clog up their systems and they can't accurately keep track of it. So the previous two people, sorry, hold up. Sorry, just my research notes before. You get a sneak peek behind the scenes, haha. Slideshow, there we go. As a result of his many other things, he has been banned recently. Now, whether it was a result of that, I don't know. Whether a result of his grooming that person got him banned, whether there was something else going on, I don't know, but he is currently banned on Twitch. However, these two people right here, which is what I was alluding to before, are very much supporting the person who is groomed. They're in active contact with her, they're sussing her out. What I'd just like to impress upon you is it is shit like this that really isn't acceptable on Twitch. Like when people use their fame to sexually abuse people, it's something that we need to keep note of, but not only keep note of, appropriately respond to, which has been done. The people who need to know about this abuse know. The people who have been abused are being supported, and it's just a really shitty thing to have happened. As of this stream, there has been no response from YouTube as to if he's going to be banned from that platform. One would hope. Which leads me into why which leads me into this here. So, if after listening to all of that you feel as though there is something that you need to do, there is a response you need to make, these two services here, again, it's ironic that I put this one out here because it's the one he donated to, but these are two examples of people in the USA, organizations that you can, reach out to, donate to, contact if you feel as though you are being abused. In your own country, that may differ, but I encourage you to do a quick Google search going, insert country here, insert abuse here, and try to find an organization about that, because the great thing about the internet as it stands now is that using Google in that manner, it makes it very easy to get support. Now, I mentioned a couple of seconds ago why I actually decided to make this stream. Originally, I was aware of what he was doing, and I wasn't planning to touch base on it because it was sort of way out of left field for me as a creator in terms of stuff that I would normally cover. But coming off the back of a video I released about SS Sniper Wolf, where we talked about people doing really dumb shit and still being allowed to access platforms to promote themselves in such a way that empowers them to do more dumb shit, it did raise the question of social media platforms, not just Twitch, but also YouTube, and what their greater role is in the community now that social media as both a platform and a tool has... sorry, let me rephrase that better. The reason I touch base on this is, going off of that video with SS Sniper Wolf, a greater conversation does need to be had about the responsibilities of YouTube and Twitch now that social media is way more integrated into our life than it usually is, and what actions they take against content creators who not only break TOS but also break, the law, or do things that may not break the law but get very, very close and cause harm to individuals. And given what he's done, and the fact that he has allegedly been banned on Twitch for this, and I say allegedly because Twitch hasn't released an official statement as to why they banned him, and I don't think that they will, it is something that we need to be aware of, because this is not a unique occurrence. And this isn't the first time that this has happened on the internet to someone, where someone has been abused, maybe not sexually, but possibly mentally, and it's led to either self-harm or them being unable to function in their personal life. And again, don't go after Alex Moore, he's not worth your time, but it is something that I feel we need to broadcast a little bit and be aware of, one, the person that he is and the things that he's done, so that's one less person that you have to care about, but also hopefully it serves as both an example of behaviour to look out for, what isn't acceptable in terms of conduct of someone who is as prolific as he is, but also to remind ourselves that when someone is in these situations and they are being abused, to be there for them and support them in a way that propels them forward in life. Because and it's just with someone who's being sexually abused, we oftentimes have a knee-jerk reaction to arrest control of the situation and help them, because the last thing anyone would want is to see someone in that much pain. But you need to realize, when it comes to issues surrounding abuse, when it comes to issues surrounding someone going through a situation like this, the first thing you need to do is make yourself present in their lives and say, hey, I am here to help, but don't force them into making any sort of decision. Be there, be supportive, but also remind them that they are in control of the situation and what direction it takes. And really, you need to wait for them to say, I am ready to take this action, or I want to do specifically this, because this, the turnaround on this situation as far as SA goes, has been a very interesting one, because she's gone from being coerced into not releasing her truth to being okay with speaking out about it. And that's a decision that she wasn't forced into, it's a decision that she felt she was ready to do. And if you try to force that sort of turnaround, that can do maybe not as much damage as the essay itself, but it certainly isn't going to help the situation. But again, if you're unsure of what to do, or what sort of response to make, whether you are being abused or you want to support someone who has been abused, these are examples of people to talk to about it. As always, my name is Poptart. Thank you for watching the stream, and I hope to see you soon.
Back when I was in the academy, we would follow every toast with a song.